Hi, my dear lovies. I come back. So today I'm checking in to hook you guys up with a whole series. If you don't know this one, you're gonna know it today, and you're not going to regret knowing it today. Me. Mwah. So the series that I want to hook you up with, then oh yeah, and it's going to be a quick story time after that as well. So bear with me. We're going to be spending a little bit of minutes with me, but I guess no problem. I hope no problem. So the series' name is Tyler Perry's Sister. Sorry, so I'm going to put the picture here. That is why we have this busy. Oh, guys, I'm too excited to show you this thing. I'm too excited. So, but I'm going to put the thing here. So, oh, guy here. His name is Gary, right? And the girl next to him, that's Indy. So these two people met when he was still married, I guess by mistake. Because you know how this guy is lower girls in, right? They wait until you're in love, then it's too late, then they tell you the truth, and then the thing is already a thing, right? So the people date, and then she clocks out, right? She's like, no, I can't do this thing anymore. It's another woman's man and blah blah blah. Like all morality just came and dropped on her head just like that one time, and then she decided, okay, nah, I'm going to log out. She logs out. Guy drops his wife, and she is a divorce lawyer, right? So the wife goes to her, and she knew it was her, by the way. So they were making a whole hassle. We get a lot of chaos. The chaos was drama and drama that I like. Sorry, man. So anyway, this whole thing happens, right? And then the people finally they divorce, and then this people relationship it becomes a bit right. And then once it's like this, then he asks her to marry him, and she says no because since she started realizing, so this is what happened here. This I want to explain to you in depth, right? And I want you to look at me in the eyes with all of the attention in the world, right? So this is what happened here. You know, when something is unattainable, the amount of allure it has. Huh? You know when, and the thing is that because this guy is not totally yours yet, you just see a glimpse of him, and this glimpse is perfect because this guy is yours without the stress of homemaking, without the stress of finances, without the stress of running a home, right? So all of this is yours without those extra things. Like the only time you truly know a person is when all of those things that I mentioned now are within the relationship as well. And then you know as well that as a woman you tend to cast all of your imagination onto this person because they haven't you haven't had the chance to see the true them. So the little bit of perfect you see, you tend to spice it a lot with your imagination. So she snapped out of it just like that. Now the moment when it's totally yours, that is the only time that you now realize that this guy is not all that I thought that he was. All the only reason I thought that he was all of that was because he wasn't mine, right? Great. So this happens. She snaps out of it. She's like, no, I'm not having this anymore. And when she snaps out of it, she locks out. When she locks out, this guy goes crazy. He buys her a penthouse. He buys her a whole car, a Rolls Royce. You can see her. She's a whole pretty. She's a whole bougie girl. That type of vibe. Now they did that. She got a whole car and stuff from him. They tried to work it out again, but then she's like, ah, this thing is truly not working out. This is not all that it's cramped up to be, right? They break up. She goes on a dating site, and then she meets this guy here, and then he invites her and her friends to a little braai. When they are there, she finds him there. Ugageri. She finds him there. When she finds him,
Have we met?
Of course we've met.
he totally pretends not to know her, not to recognize her, right? So all of these things happen, and this guy he turns out to be a whole engaged man with a pregnant wife. So this guy, he had a whole fiance while he's trying to struggle this girl. So here is this thing of the certain guys, right, that always have a plan B, that never want to be looking like the fool in front of you. Yeah, so he had a whole fiance, a pregnant fiance. Okay, I hooked you up with the series. Now it's the time for a quick story time with a lesson in it. So the reason why I'm showing you guys this is I just want to acknowledge the fact that there are psychos out in this world. There are men that tend to handle relationships as a business. They never want to be on a losing side. There are men that are more logical than emotional. They are unhumane. I want to acknowledge that there are men like that out there. But at the same time, I want to tell you that those are not the only men out there. And yes, this man, he will come and he will damage you. He will damage you to the point where you will start saying that all men are dogs, all men are crap, and they are not worth it. And the species and whatever, all of the insulting things that you can say to men. But I want to warn you today to not carry on in your life with this mindset of all men are trash, handling every man like he's this man, right? Because I want to tell you that there are men out there that will try to love you, that will try to show you like all of the kindness, like all of the beauty of a relationship. And because now you have been damaged and you refuse to scrap off this damage that this man has caused to you, you will end up damaging this man as well. What you're doing is that you are prolonging, should I say, your love story from coming to pass. Like while you could have already healed and left this in the. So quick story time, right? For this one, I want to be in the center of my camera. Camera. Oh, oh. Not like in this anymore. So, quick story time, right? It was. Hi, I don't need to remember the year or anything for this, right? Because it's just going to be a quick one. So, what had happened was in my community where I grew up. So, I grew up in Ogahanja, right? Shout out to all the Ogahanjas. Yeah, right. So I grew up in Ogahanja, and amongst all of the toxicity that was within the townships there, one thing that truly affected me was the fact that a lot of women they were like acceptant of bad behavior, right? Like, yo, I did not have any good examples of relationships from my parents, yeah, a little bit. But then about this specific topic, I didn't really have that much of examples to go for. So there were like certain topics that older women would have around us, younger women, that would go somewhere like, but what men doesn't cheat? Maybe we just need to find a compromise within it. Just accept it and stop fighting this thing, because whether you want it or not, it's going to end up that way. Men just don't get enough, and blah blah blah, and all of those excuses that they made. So when I started dating, I experienced a lot of cheating on me, right? I experienced a lot of cheating. It got me to that stage in 2017 when I actually started accepting this within myself. I was like, how maybe we just need to accept it, that it's not within our control. Men are always going to cheat. Da, 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 right? As sad as it was, I got to this stage. Then Mr. Devil decided that he's going to show me what evilosity is. There was a certain time after school I started dating the certain guy who was from another town, luckily, so I didn't have to see him like every day or anything. So he was from another town, and then we had met up in another town as well. I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but I don't want to go into the depth with the story. So if you want more, then I want you guys to comment below to go in detail with this story time. Talk about, let's engage with each other. I don't want to be talking alone. So I will make a detailed story time when I feel like I'm not talking alone. Okay. So we met up in another town, and that was when we started dating. So me and this guy had a lot of chemistry, right? A lot was going on between the two of us, like, but without words. But it was just that little feeling that, yo, there's something going on here, right? But when we got there to this other town, there was this other girl that he had a little fling or a little fire or whatever with, right? So these people, it looked like they had some unfinished business from the past, right? But this guy, he made sure so much that I do not feel it, or that I do not notice it. But that was a fail because I did. What he was doing is, it was clear that there was something going on between those two people, because your the way he would be sitting together and he will just move away from me the moment she comes into the room, or he would get up and go get me water or something. He will come give me my glass of water and then he'll go sit next to her, stuff like that, while we're like smoking habli or something, and we're like kids right then. So I'm still a kid, habli is still a thing. Right? So all of those things were happening. And then people were also telling me here and there, but I was like, I don't feel like I have a reason to worry about. But I would see it, man. But I just thought that um, I was worried more about the emotion that was going on between them. I didn't think that anything has started yet. Because this guy would leave me with his phone all of the time. But turns out that he saved his number, her number, as a guy's name, his best friend's name. So whenever she would text, I would not even go into the SMSs. I would not worry because it's the guy texting. I would go through his phone, pictures and everything, nothing. WhatsApp, nothing. And yo, man, I just did not care like that. But I did see that something was happening, and then there was this one specific night when we were like smoking habli and things, but I was doing some girl's hair. So we were sitting outside and the people were sitting in the room, and then this friend of mine, I was on happy hour, right? And then my happy hour was on and I was like hotspotting everyone, and then including them that were in the room, and we were like outside. Ah. And now the people were sitting on the bed. There was a mattress here under, and then the people were sitting next to the wall and stuff. Now while they were sitting like this girl was like so damn comfortable to like go and like just put her leg on the guy's legs, like making you wonder though that, yo, so this that we see here is not the only thing that is going on between you guys, because how the heck are you that comfortable? Anyway, my friend takes a picture and she sends it to me on WhatsApp. I hear my phone go off. Boom. And then I like stand for a bit, and for a minute my heart drops because I knew it was something. You know, when you just have that hunch already, like your gut is just telling you already that there is something going on here. Now, okay, I take out my phone and I see the picture, and yo, I was damaged, man. I was damaged. I can't lie, right? So I get into the room and no, like I first text the guy, come out, I want to talk to you. And then he's like, Aibo. He didn't even reply to my text because the guy is in the lift here in the other room. So, and then it takes him a while, and then I decide I'm going to get into this room because at this point my blood is boiling. It is not okay with me inside my heart right now. I go into the room, I'm like, dude, can you come out here for a minute? And I'm acting way chilled because why not? Because I can. So I call the guy out, he comes out, and then we go out, and there we are talking, and then I'm like, bruh, so you decided you're just going to make a total fool out of me in front of all of these people? Like you're totally just going to take me by the hair and slip me through the mud? This is what we're doing right now. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then I'm like, bruh, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know, right? And then we like dish it out there, and he's like, bruh, do I even look like that type of guy to you? But okay, fast reverse what? Okay, not fast forward, but reverse what? This guy, so on this trip, right, I was not supposed to go end up in that place, in that town. But he was like, don't you want to come spend time with me? Yeah, with a super cute face and a deep voice, yeah. And then I'm like, but I don't have anyone I'm gonna go stay with. I'm not that comfortable with all of those people yet. And he was like, come, bruh, you're with me. I'm like, okay, I'm with you, most. And then this other girl that I was getting close with at the time, she also told me, bruh, let's just go. So when we were having this argument, I was now telling him that you were the one that told me to stay. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have came. I don't know if the English is right, but bear with me. I wouldn't have came and whatnot and whatnot. So, and then here you are doing this to me. You're making me look like a fool. You're doing all of this ugly and tasteless things here. And he's like, do I look like that type of guy to you? Do I? And I'm like, bruh, this conversation is over. I am done with you. Jesus. Right? Get right. So I go back into the house, and then like I could hear like there's silence in the house, and mind you, in the house were like around about 18 people. I don't know why I'm dragging out the story. I didn't want to drag it out, but I want you guys to get it right. So I get into the house, and everybody's standing at the window side way by where we were like outside. So everyone is standing there, and I go like and then everyone goes and then runs back to their places and stuff. And then I just go into the room, and I was damaged, I was sad, and then all of those things happened, yeah. And then, by the way, so in the house we had some other gay guys, but how do I call them now? Oh, city, yeah, there were like OCs in the house as well. So, and then this girl decided to give the other girl a tough time, you guys, a whole tough time. They were like, "Neng, why? Go ha? What?" Like, everybody was on my side. It was so shocking. Not that like everyone saw what was happening, and that she was like behind the doors with this guy, knowing that the guy was with me, like that type of thing, right? So everybody went out on her. The space, like, there was just so much tension. Like, after me, the guy came in, right? And then, like, the girl that was doing her hair, she came, and then she called me out of the room, and she was like, "Bra, we need to finish my hair. I'm sorry, but we need to finish my hair." I finish her hair, and I'm like standing on the sofa. And then he comes in, he's like, they're trying to joke with everyone and whatnot. Everybody silent, just 100 days and looking at him like, Osai Godainet, like that type of vibe, right? And then he sees that everything is now awkward, and then all of a sudden, like, everyone comes out of the room where they were. But like, the thing is that everyone knew that this thing was happening, so I was totally the fool in this whole story, yo. So that was like the ugliest part, yo. I went through it, you guys. I went through it, and you should see me trying to suck in all of my tears around all of those people. Yo, it was hard. It was hard. Get right. So that happened. Everybody's acting awkward. Everybody's insulting her and whatnot. So they, no, she was like, "I want to go home. Can somebody come escort me?" Which the guys usually did. And there were stories coming out here and there that upon one of those escorting each other thing, they kissed. They ended up at a room. They even slept together. Like, all of those things that I don't know whether it's true or whether it's not true. But these were the things that I heard, right? Yeah, those are the things that I heard. So the girl is like, "No, I want to, like, can somebody come escort me?" So this other friend of his, he jumps up. The other one that was, yo, I need to give these people names, but we're almost done with the story. And the other one, he said that, "No, I'm staying with my girl. I'm not going anywhere." At least that guy was on my side. So I was feeling really horrible. And he went, they escorted the girl. At this time, I'm already checked out. I'm like, it's okay, whatever happens, happens. Now they are free, they can do all of their stuff. It would have just been better if from the beginning I was not within the thing. All of these things happened. Yeah, he went, he escorted her and came back. And then I went to the toilet. Did I go to take a shower or something? I don't. But I think I was just sitting on the pot. I just needed some alone time. I just needed to breathe because, holding in tears, it's a full time job. That one, it hurts. Yo, it hurts. So, and then I just needed time to breathe, right? So I'm in the toilet, and then He comes in and he just pushes the door, and when he pushes the door, I'm like, who is it? Like someone is inside, and then I like push the door from inside, and like there's a little bit of space, so I could only push it up with my leg, and my height is not even up, it's on my knees, right? And then I like get up and I'm like pushing the door. While I'm pushing the door, I ask, who is it? And he says, it's me. And I'm like, oh. Then I open the door a little bit and then I slam the door in his face. Yeah. Now my girl vibes, because why not? I slam and then I like hit him in the face with the door, and then he comes for, and then when I like finally open it, he comes falling in, and he's like, what are you doing, bro? And then he like holds me on my hands, and when he holds me on my hands, I get angry because I am embarrassed. You know, download the and then and like I'm struggling with him here, and then I like pull him down. When I pull him down, I hit him with my knee, and then he gets up, and then I hit him in the balance. Unfortunately, I did not mean to, but I did because I meant to. And then I hit him, and then he like got up, and then he's like, what are you doing, Brian? He's like trying to talk to me. I'm like, talk about, like, while he's talking, I'm just there busy beating the guy. Like, it's the slap one time, it's on his head, the next time I'm kicking him, the next time. And then I saw that all of the things I'm doing, it's maybe just coming off in such a swag manner, because you know when you're so angry, oh, I don't know how to explain it, but it came to the point where I just took the toilet brush, right? Yo, Nama vibes. I dipped it into the toilet pot and I beat him with that thing. And then and then the guy was now wet, and then I like opened the door because I wanted to go out. And when I opened the door, everybody is standing within the door. And then I'm now like, and then like when I opened the door, they obviously ran away, and I just continued on to the next room. And then when I continued on to the next room, he came and followed me, right? And then the rest of the people were like, "No, just leave her alone, right?" And blah blah blah. And then he comes into the room. Now there was a night before that when the guys were like playing a prank on the rest of the house, so they came out with a whole panga. Okay, right? And then I had to take that thing from him and go hide it. So I knew where I put the thing, right? And then this guy comes in the room and now he's like trying to talk to me. Don't worry, I did not gender violence anyone. I didn't. So they came into the room. It was now the three friends, whatever. They came into the room. The guy was trying to talk to me, blah, 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 blah. And then me, I'm still there continuing on hitting him. And then somehow we got to the stage where we got to iron things out. The explanation was not worthy, but I just wanted to go home with a win. Sort of. I don't know what I was thinking at the point. But I think got now. We got into bed and we frayed a bit. Fray kama So they like, and then we ended up arguing again in the middle of the night, and then I had to get up and go sleep on the other bed and blah blah blah. Next day I decided no matter what, I'm going back. And then I woke up early in the morning, and then I packed my things and whatever, and then I just heard the OCs also say, no, I'm going back also. And then the next people followed, and then everyone was like, we're going back also. So um and then we hiked, and then when we were hiking, he helped me get a car and whatnot. And these people that were continuing to travel to another town, and they were going to continue their party there, like most of them being kids didn't listen to me. Mara, at this point I was emotionally depleted. I could not with anything else. So I got back home, and then when I got back home, I was shattered. You know, shattered. I was shattered, you guys. I was shattered. And then, like, I think that was the biggest heartbreak of my life, because this was the only time when I had the opportunity to see, like, this person is cheating on me, like, in my face, showing me that he doesn't consider me, he doesn't respect me, and whatnot. And then that was when I finally locked out of that. Maybe men are cheaters and maybe we just need to accept, because that was the time I decided, hi bo, next, not me in this predicament ever again in my life. I am not going to accept it. This is not going to be my life story. It's going to end here with me. My daughters are not going to be experiencing it. My family members, anyone that is within my circle is not going to be experiencing this ever again. I'm going to grab girls out of this thing of accepting low handlers. What? Accepting bad behavior and still rewarding. And this one horrible man has this number of flock of women flooding to him. Now he has all of these choices to choose from. So what is compelling him to change? What is compelling him to be a better man if all of us are flocking to him, whether he's a good man or not? So anyway, this was the year that I decided that I'm going to detox from this relationship drama, because I can't say that every man that has been in my life is trash and all men are trash. That was not what I was going to do. I was going to find a game plan to get out of this low class treatment. And what I had realized is that I need to study myself as well, because there has to be something that is making this people respond to me in this way. Because it can't be that this man is toxic, but he's not toxic to other women and he's just toxic to me. How does that work? Huh? Does it, is it sensing? Is it mathematically mathing for you? Because for me it doesn't. It really doesn't. Then I decided I'm going to detox, I'm going to work on my standards, and I'm going to figure out what is making me end up in the same situation continuously. So, like, here is where I want women to, like, as much as you are looking at the men and we're giving them the props, they're horrible men. Some of them are. Some of them are not. So, after a while, right, this was maybe around that year that I was taking a detox, right? So there was sort of like a convention or something going on in town, and then him and his friends were like over, but and then he called me, right, after we haven't spoken for like a while. He calls me after the breakup and everything. He calls me and he's like, "I'll be coming over to town in a while, and I wanted to get in contact with your choirs people, right?" Yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, just contact who, and I give him the numbers and whatnot. But then, the way I got excited when I got that call, right? But I was confused at the same time, because he ended up going out with her. And then he ended up going out with another girl that was jaying me at the same place because of him as well. So this guy had a whole blast. He had fun after that. He was having his bad boy summer, right? So all of those things happened, and then in that convention, this guy, his friend comes to me, and then me and his friend were like, we were talking now, and things were just awkward between me and him, because who did what? Go report yourself. All right. So, so yeah, he tried to reach out when he finally came into town. He looked for where I stay and whatnot, and he was there, like throwing rocks on top of our kids. It was cute. And then he tried calling me and stuff, but from unknown numbers, and sending me call me requests from his number. So that were like signs. And then the next morning, I was like, how did I not wake up? And what? I was like literally hitting myself in the head for, wow, why did I not wake up? Because for some reason, I wanted to fix things with him. I wanted things to work out right. So all of that happened. And then before they went back the last day, we're having like a concert together or whatever. So his friend comes to me and he was like, but you're also dumb, you. You should have just stayed in the relationship. You knew you were the main chick. He was going to come back to you anyway. I'm like, what? Main chick? Bruh, there are only three things in this. Three things. There's the main chick, there's a side chick. It was just stupid to me, and that was when I realized that, so this is what this guy wanted from me. And then like my mind just went into a whole turmoil. I was like, what the hell? So these things really do happen where guys also, so you, this guy was planning a whole polygamous relationship, and I was just supposed to be there waiting for him to finish up with other girls so he can come make a U-turn back to me and decide that, oh, but those girls, they were nothing to me. Right. And I was supposed to accept her. This is how this guy saw me as. He saw me as the type of girl that would be okay sitting at home and waiting for him to come U-turn back to me and realize that I'm shit. What? What language are we talking that we are not understanding each other? What? And then from there, like, yo, my black has never felt so quickly. My black had nog nooit so hoog gevallen. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. So within this year where I was like detoxing, I was crying a lot. And I was praying a lot. Right. And within this praying, it just got to the point where I truly, truly found my relationship with God, right? And then He opened my eyes to one thing. He opened part for me one thing, right? And this one thing was the fact that the devil puts this heartless man in your way to try to damage you. So this is why we need to heal from this certain things before we are able to come to, what is it, to the person that God has planned for us. This is why dating is a scam, you guys. Dating is a scam. Dating is only meant to damage you so much that when you finally get to the person that God has created for you, you're so damaged that you cannot even maintain this person and you just ruin the relationship. You self sabotage it. And this is not what we want. So, within the healing process, I urge you guys to just pray, find that relationship with God, because He will teach you and He will show you a lot of things. Imagine, right, that this person comes to you with all of the love, he, all of the kindness, all of the thoughtfulness, everything that God has created for you, that is supposed to be for you, how you're supposed to experience love. He comes to you with all of these things. But then you now, because you have been damaged, you have this damage in your heart, you'll not be able to receive this love from this guy. You'll not, and then you'll be that type of person that whenever he says I love you and you'll ask him, what did you do? That's good, yeah, Magatara, I love you. Mabakura hahwe ne uyapsti eat but you don't know. This is the guy just trying to show love to you. And it will push this guy to this point where he's like, "Ai, o sena se dira tani e nka out my-" maybe you want to be treated that way. Maybe you want to be treated like crap and handled like crap in order to feel that you're loved. He starts to understand you this way, and this is where you get people that truly love each other, but then are insulting each other in the streets, that are beating each other because the guy, at the end of the day, he's just trying to be with you, and you are here not only because you're damaged, now you're damaging him as well. This is just the message I wanted to convey to you guys. Maybe it was the spirit talking to moi to do things right and just try to enlighten someone. But once again, if you want me to go in depth about my detox session, then please comment down below, detailed detox session, right? Okay. Bye.